Good evening. Today I am creating my video to fulfill my course. The course is Thesis Seminar Proposal, and the title of my proposal is The Effectiveness of Think, Talk, Write Strategy on Students' Writing Ability. And now I am going to present only Chapter 1. The Chapter 1 is Introduction. The introduction consists of background of the study, problem of study, hypothesis of the study, objective significance of the study, and definition of the key term. Background of the study: English, as we know, English as an international language that is certainly used by all people in the world. For that, English has an important role, not only in communication, but also in the world of education. And according to Brain and Neurozo, cited by Hasibuan et al., 2018, indicate that the skill in learning skill are divided into two categories, such as productive and receptive skills. There are writing and speaking as productive skill, while reading and listening as receptive skills. Writing is one of difficult skills in learning English. In writing, there are several aspects of effective writing consisting of grammar, vocabulary, punctuation, spelling, and layout, and etc. It means that the structure of writing is very, very important and more complex. So it can be indicated that all about the components of writing are very important. Furthermore, according to Richards and Rogers, cited by Hossein 2015, state that the process of teaching writing consists of 4 basic stages. There are planning, drafting, revising, and editing. And as we know, there are several problems in education, especially in Indonesia. Students in Indonesia, there are several problems faced by the students, as we know. The first problem is that students are difficult to find ideas to be written, and how to write it in good arrangement. The students spend long time in thinking and brainstorming ideas. Moreover, from the students' writing, it was found that there were many mistakes that the students had done in organizing ideas. And then the second problem dealt with grammatical use in the students' writing. Students have not been able to master grammar correctly. As the writing was not in good grammar, the reader could not catch and comprehend the idea of the writer. The third problem was about vocabulary, especially the choice of words that they were going to use to describe what they mean. They were not able to say the words in English. Students still use Indonesian English content in translate word for word. Based on the facts above frequently happen in many schools, the students are rarely taught to read in English. They just do the assignment and discuss the answer together. When the students are asked to write, they are reluctant to write even what is that? Even a very simple text, and the products of their writing are far from the expectation. Actually, students are expected to be able to write a good content and coherence, but in fact, they cannot do it well. They don't have any ideas to write things well. In other words, they have blank minds when they are asked to write a text. For example, a narrative text. Therefore, teaching strategy and some media are needed to bring out their ideas. Some media here can help students to master and to ability in their writing, such as we can giving the picture series, comics, movies, and animated story. Actually, the teacher uses a strategy to overcome students' writing problem. Related on those matters, there is a strategy that can help students to solve their problems and develop their skills in writing narrative text. It is called Think, Talk, Write strategy. Think, Talk, Write strategy was first introduced by Hunker and Laughlin in 1996. The important step in the process of bringing meaning into students' writing are thinking and talking. Moreover, Yamin and Ansari cited by Setiawan et al. 2017 note that in the Think, Talk, Write strategy, the teacher will divide students into groups or partners. Then the teacher will give a topic and each group must discuss the topic together. After that, the students write the text based on the ideas that they have discussed previously. Think, Talk, Write strategy is a strategy that facilitating the exercise of language both oral and written fluently. This strategy based on the interpretation that learning is a social action. The Think, Talk, Write strategy encourages the students to think, talk, and write based on particular topic. Think, Talk, Write strategy is used to develop the writing fluently and exercise the language before writing them. It is a cooperative learning strategy that basically consists of thinking, talking, and writing activities. In the other word, it can be said that before writing, students need to think and talk about what they are going to write. It is done to make easily write a text, and their writing is valued. Besides, according to Hunker and Laughlin cited by Rahman and Nusantara 2017, strategy Think, Talk, Write is a strategy in shaping students' idea, reflecting also sharing ideas with classmates who are then sent by each student. In this study, researchers used narrative text as a medium in the Think, Talk, Write strategy in learning English. Narrative text tells a story that has a series of chronological events that are interconnected with the aim to entertain the reader. And then short animated stories are better to be used as media in teaching narrative text. Short animated stories are more interesting than picture series or comics because they are moving pictures, so students will see the action of character. Meanwhile, short animated stories are simpler and have less duration than movies. They do not contain too much dialogue so that students can catch the content easier. Besides, the language used in short animated story is easier and more familiar for senior high school students. So in teaching and learning process, especially in writing narrative text, short animated stories are more effective than other media. There are several findings in the previous study related to the topic about the effectiveness of think, talk, write strategy and animated story as media in teaching English, especially in narrative text. The first previous study was conducted by Muhammad Ali Subban with the title is The Implementation of Think, Talk, Write Strategy to Improve the Students' Motivation. The title is The Implementation of Think, Talk, Write Strategy in Teaching Writing to 10th grade students at SMAN 1 Ngawen, Blora academic year 2015 until 2016. The result of this study showed that the students' writing skills was improved the structure, vocabulary, and the use of punctuation after the teacher implemented Think, Talk, Write strategy. And then the second previous study was conducted by Nurmaila Kusumaningrum. The title is The Implementation of Think, Talk, Write strategy to improve the students' motivation in writing narrative text. The result of this study showed that improvement of students' motivation and writing skill in narrative text. And the third previous study was conducted by Augusta Languages 2015 with the title is Improving Students' Ability in Writing Narrative Text Using Short Animated Stories at 8th grade of SMPN 2 Sandan Bantul. The results showed that the students' writing ability improved by using short animated story combined with the use of some supporting activities in the classroom. It could get students' attention and increase their learning motivation. However, this present study aimed to know the effectiveness of Think, Talk, Write strategy by using animated story on students' writing ability, especially in narrative text. The previous study were implemented to students in general to know the effectiveness of Think, Talk, Write strategy to write descriptive text, use Think, Talk, Write strategy to improve students' writing ability, and use short animated story to improve the students' writing narrative text. But in this case, the researcher combined the strategy and the media to be implemented for senior high schools. Based on the background explanation above, the researcher chose the entitled The Effectiveness of Think, Talk, Write strategy on students' writing ability. And then problem of the study, is there any significant difference between students who are given Think, Talk, Write strategy and those who are not given Think, Talk, Write strategy on students' writing ability? Hypothesis. There are hypothesis O and hypothesis 1. For hypothesis 1, there is any significant difference between students who are given Think, Talk, Write strategy and those who are not given Think, Talk, Write strategy. And for hypothesis O, there is no significant difference between students who are given Think, Talk, Write strategy and those who are not given who are not given Think, Talk, Write strategy on students' writing ability. Objective of the study to know about the significant difference between students who are given Think, Talk, Write strategy and those who are not given Think, Talk, Write strategy on students' writing ability. For the significance of study, there are practically and theoretically. For theoretically, the result of this study can support the theory of the effectiveness of Think, Talk, Write strategy on students' writing ability. Students, the English teacher, and future researcher. For the students, the result of this study gives an input of the students to improve their ability in writing. For the English teacher, the research helped the English teacher to conduct an interesting studying activity and motivated the students to more active. And the feature researcher, the researcher could be one of the references to conduct the same research that divided the same strategy and different research designed to improve the quality of teaching right strategy. And definition of the key term. And then the definition of the key term consists of think, talk, write. Think, talk, write, according to Hunker and Loughin, cited by Rahma and Nusantara 2017, is a strategy in shaping students' idea, reflecting also sharing ideas with classmates. And then narrative text, according to Pardiono, cited by Purba, is a pleasant text. The contents of the narrative text contain stories or events that happened in the past and also contain moral value in them. And next, animated story. Animated story, according to line cited by Text et al. 2016, animation is as a learning tool. Animation is a media that can be used in think, talk, write strategy, which is narrative story, where students can see while listening to sound, so that makes students more excited and interested during the learning process in the classroom. And the last, writing ability, cited by Rani 2018, is the skill to express ideas, thoughts, and feelings to other people on written symbols to make other people or readers understand the ideas conveyed. That's all my presentation about my thesis, and sorry for the mistakes, and thank you for your attention. Good evening.